Okay, we're going to be looking at a net trap for a bird. And this is obviously my living room. That is a fake mourning dove that I made out of just some fabric and some bags and painted it. So it's not a real bird. And the net is basically just a piece of a hockey net that was cut up. Now you'd probably want your net a little bigger than that. I would say it probably, maybe 2 feet by 2 feet. This one is barely a foot in diameter. So you probably want it a little bit bigger, but this just happened to be the size of the net that I'm using. And essentially all I've done here is just taken a piece of bank line, which you've got right here, and I've weaved it through around the edges of the net. Now I made sure not to weave it around the portions that are cut off. It's got to be in, like right here, you can see that that's cut. So you want to make sure that the net, or the cord, whatever you use, is within links that are still bound together. And try to get it to the outermost portion of the net that you can. And then all we have here is just a basic slip knot. So you just weave one in through, and then you loop the little slip knot through. What's going to happen is you're going to set this up on something, and then it's going to yank upwards, and it's going to ensnare the bird. And since it's a bird, it's not going to be able to really chew its way out, and all that netting, it looks like there's a lot of holes there, but the netting's going to kind of crumple up around them along with that snare inside there. It's going to make it difficult for the bird to get out, especially as its legs and its wings try to expand outwards. That's just going to get it caught even more. And eventually it'll tire out and it'll just lay there. So again, you would use a deadfall type of engine for this, or a spring engine from like a bent over sapling or a limb or something. Anything that will yank this or spring this upwards, and be the mechanism to actually make this trap work, since you won't be there to yank it. As far as how you would trigger it, you just want to put something underneath it. Could be something as simple as just a little tripwire, a little piece of fishing line or something running through there. Just something that the bird will step on once it's in the middle. Sprinkle some bait around there, whether it's bird seed or what have you. Just something to get the bird in the middle of the trap, and then it'll trigger the device. So let's see what it actually looks like when it is triggered. I'm going to kind of try to zoom out here so you can see. So this is kind of how it would look with the string going upwards towards the trap. Then when it gets triggered, and obviously if this was on a something that was really yanking it hard, it would actually pull the bird up. So we can see here that bird is pretty well ensnared in there. So that little peg at the bottom would be where its feet are hanging out, its tail sticking out one end, its head sticking out the other. If its wings were flapping, they would be poking out. And you can see the top of it is completely knotted up. So, maybe it could slide out of one of those holes. You probably, depending on the size of the bird, a mourning dove would probably be a little bit bigger than this. But, something like a quail, big fat bird, probably isn't going to slide out of that. And it's not even going to necessarily know that it would need to fit through the holes in the net, and it would just flail. But you know, like I said, you can always use a smaller net to accomplish the same job. So that's pretty much it. That is how you would snare a bird with a net trap and a snare spring engine. So I'm going to be doing some more of these videos of trapping, kind of bushcraft, primitive type traps. I'm not going to be really using steel traps or anything like that. These are all going to be based off of cordage and like a deadfall or a spring engine type of device. So I've got a couple videos now of these. I'll be making some more in the future, so be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of that. Other than that, thanks for watching.